36 years ago, as a Lieutenant Governor of Nevada, I was asked by the governor to represent our state on a trip to Washington. There I met with Vice President Ford and the first Energy Secretary, Bill Simon, to discuss the growing energy crisis. I remember lines at the gas pumps for miles in Nevada, in Washington, D.C., and all across America, and the sense of panic that by winter there might not be enough fuel to meet our country's needs. Now, 36 years later, we again face a crisis, an oil crisis, a carbon crisis, and a conservation crisis. This emergency, far more complex than one we faced 3.5 decades ago, harms our economy, threatens our national security, and pollutes our environment. Industry and labor, sportsmen, environmentalists, Democrats and Republicans are gathering here today in Las Vegas because we agree that there's a desperate need to solve this crisis. We're here today to accept the challenge of creating a clean energy revolution, and we're ready to put aside political differences to achieve this goal. In the process, we'll lower the price of gasoline, which has become the face of our energy crisis, lessening the burden on American consumers and businesses large and small. The horizon we see is the horizon that others have given us. It's up to us to make this horizon a sun rising, not a sun setting. So here in Las Vegas, on August 19th, 2008, we're gathered to share what we know, where we are, and what we do next. There's no better place for this summit than Nevada, the Saudi Arabia of renewable energy. Plentiful sun. Thank you. There's plentiful sun, wind, and heat from the earth. These are the hallmarks of Nevada. Today in Nevada, there are 57 operating renewable energy projects, producing 400 megawatts of electricity. This power heats and cools 200,000 homes. But that's just the very, very initial beginning. Because all across America, solar, wind, and geothermal energy have become more viable and affordable than ever. Our host, the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, is known for its high-energy basketball. And in the future, it will be known as the leader of high-energy, clean energy. That's a fact. This campus at UNLV is on the cutting edge of research, as the President explained. Things like concentrating solar, renewable hydrogen, and zero-emission homes. And like universities throughout America, UNLV is securing private sector partnerships to further stretch their limited research dollars. Look, though, to nearby Nellis Air Force Base, and you'll find the world's largest photovoltaic plant, which provides more than 25% of that base's power. Not only is the power clean and renewable, it also saves taxpayers more than $1 million a year. But solar power is not just for big utility-scale applications. A recent decision by the Nevada Public Utilities Commission paves the way for companies to rent solar systems to homeowners and small businesses, which could vastly expand its everyday use. The first geothermal plant in America was built in Nevada in 1984. Now we have 14 geothermal plants supplying power to 150,000 homes, with another 7 geothermal plants now under construction. These are all reasons for optimism. But the energy situation can't be solved by the private sector, by consumers, and by state and local governments alone. The federal government must be the lead actor in this energy drama. Last year, Congress took a first step in the right direction by passing an energy bill that increases fuel efficiency for cars and trucks for the first time in 30 years, as well as requiring production of clean, affordable alternative fuels. And also, this legislation approves efficiency standards for lighting, appliances, and new buildings. Unfortunately, further work this year has been blocked by those creating a distraction by insisting that we talk about nothing but coastal drilling. Faced with record gas prices and angry voters, I understand the urge to think no further than November's election, but we must not forget it's an indisputable fact that opening new land for drilling today will not add a single drop of oil to the marketplace for probably 15 years. The way we use energy is not sustainable, economically or environmentally. Congress should pass a long-term extension of tax incentives for private sector entrepreneurs who are standing by ready to invest billions of dollars in renewable energy and energy efficiency projects. Congress should look to build a national smart grid, a way to transmit electricity that will reward net energy producers and provide affordable clean energy to regions that need it. And Congress should set an aggressive national standards really, for renewable energy and energy efficiency. All this will happen if we grasp the enormous economic opportunity this shift to renewables will create. For example, if just 20% of our nation's power came from renewables by 2020, we would create hundreds of thousands of direct jobs and save consumers many billions of dollars in lower power bills. Each additional megawatt of geothermal power creates 10 new jobs, while each megawatt of solar, thermal, and wind power create at least 6 new jobs. So the choice is clear. If we abandon the opportunities on our horizon and maintain the status quo, 3 things are certain. First, the Earth's supply of fossil fuels will continue to dwindle. Second, the price we pay for electricity and gasoline will continue to go up, not down. Third, our children and our grandchildren will look back at this moment in history and wonder, with all they knew, why didn't they do more to leave us with a healthy, prosperous, and livable planet? If we choose to embrace this challenge, we can fundamentally change our world, which will benefit every creature and person that inhabits it. We're taking the results and recommendations of this energy summit to the Democratic and Republican national conventions. Everyone knows the famous slogan about Las Vegas: what happens here stays here. But for this summit, what happens here must be the exact opposite. What happens here will be taken to Capitol Hill and every city and county and state in America. And when we meet again next year, I have every expectation that we will do so with a president and a Congress and a nation finally ready to fully embrace the great energy opportunities that lie ahead. Thank you very much.